Hello there, Sagittarius, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today we're doing your November love reading. We'll take a look at the overall energies with the oracle cards, and then we'll move to the tarot for some more details. And if you're enjoying the content that I create or resonating with the message, I would really appreciate it if you would consider like, sharing, or subscribing. Okay, let's get into your reading. Okay, so today is the new moon in Scorpio. This is tough energy, so make sure you're taking good care of yourself. And it's also a time of trying to become the best version of ourselves. You know, taking a look at things that we need to release and things that we may want to work on in order to bring in that new romantic love that we're looking for, or to help, solidify a bond that we already have with somebody. So let's see what you have. Mystic Healer, healing energy flows through you. So Scorpio, I feel like, if you're single right now, not in a relationship, there's some healing that you're doing. You're finishing out that healing process and preparing for somebody new. And look at this, vast vistas, expand your horizons. It's about, there's somebody new on your path, somebody that is coming into your energy. And it's about, taking a look at new love possibilities, opportunities in a totally new way with that vast vistas. It's like expand your idea of who you think is your perfect mate or partner. So really nice energy. Let's go to the Wisdom Oracle. Round and round, loyal heart. Imagine, oh my goodness, time for a nap. So, underneath that time for a nap, I think that is some of this healing energy that you have been working on, for some time. And I get a sense that you're starting to see, especially with the Scorpio energy, you're starting to see the patterns in your relationships. And, sometimes our love relationships are very similar to our friends, family, and work relationships. Sometimes we can see the same patterns occurring in all of our relationships. And I get a sense with the Scorpio energy, Sag, you've been kind of like going deep and taking a look at those patterns and trying to heal why that pattern occurs for you. So, is this pattern based on a belief system that you grew up with in your family? Or is it because of life experiences that you've had? Looking at why you attract certain people in your life, and perhaps, the same patterns that are showing up over and over again in why your relationships end. So here's the exciting thing. See, you have a loyal heart. You've kind of gone through this healing process. You've gone through, rehashing the patterns and taking a look at that. And now you are ready to open up your mind to a new romantic relationship. And with this Imagine card, it is the same energy. It's kind of like, look beyond the pattern that you have had in the past. So let's go ahead and take a look at the tarot. I'm actually going to start with the Soulmate Oracle cards, and then we'll clarify with the tarot. So let's take a look first at your past energy. This is your past energy. Receive, open-minded, abundant, ready. It's your time to receive. So, there's something in all of our relationships. There's give and there's take, right? But the interesting thing is sometimes, Sag, especially if you're very empathetic and you really take on the energies or try to help others to a very big extent. You could be more of a giver than a taker. And, taking has this negative connotation to it. It's really about being willing to receive. When we have relationships, right, it's sometimes very easy for us to give, right? I've been there, you just feel like, oh, if I just give, I'm naturally going to be loved. But part of being loved is also accepting that love from others, accepting gifts graciously, accepting the help from others. really being open to allowing people to tell you exactly how much they care for you. And sometimes if you're a giver, somebody may say, "Oh, thank you. That was really sweet of you," or something. And you may, brush it off. "Oh, it was nothing." "Oh, it was nothing. I'm so glad to do it. No problem," right? Instead of kind of like receiving that, and also in a way saying, "I'm so happy that you enjoyed it. Like I really wanted to do something special for you." Like expressing your feelings. So Sag, this is something that you have worked on. You may have seen that pattern in past relationships where you gave, and then when somebody wanted to give to you, you kind of brushed it off. You didn't accept it, and a lot of times that has something to do with self-worth issues. We feel like we have to give in order to receive love, but by accepting love and accepting the help from others, we actually manifest more of that into our life, which is really interesting. Okay, so let's take a look at your present energy. Twin flames. What? Eternal love, reincarnation, passion, twins seeking union. So some of you could have been in a twin flame connection before, separated, worked on this, habit, pattern, belief system that you have around giving and taking within a relationship. Finding more balance. You may have practiced this in other romantic partners that you've had since you separated from a twin flame, or you could have even practiced this in friends and family and work relationships. And now that you've healed that situation, your twin can return. Now, if you don't feel like you've been with your twin flame, it is that you have had some situations in the past, maybe even a tower moment, which put you into this energy of really diving deep into, looking at the patterns of giving and taking within a relationship and trying to find that balance. There is a balance there. We have to give as well as receive. And now you are ready for a twin flame connection, a true soulmate connection. And look at this. I mean, this is definitely somebody that's coming onto your path that is a special soulmate, not just, a casual or a karmic. It's not. It's somebody that's really, somebody that's really deep, a soul connection. Okay, so here's your obstacle or area of resistance, chaser. This falls right into this pattern, okay? So in a twin flame connection, we have a chaser and a runner. And there's a lot of information on the internet and YouTube about twin flame connections. But you could have found yourself to be the chaser in the past in your romantic connections. And once again, perhaps in all of your connections. The chaser is the one that overgives in a situation and tries to keep the relationship together by just giving and giving and giving. Well, at the same time, the person that you're with is running away because there's a chaser and a runner. And the runner, is running away. And meanwhile, the chaser is just chasing more and more until there is a breakdown in the relationship and the relationship ends. So part of your healing process is that you are overcoming perhaps the chaser energy of, giving too much to a relationship and not allowing things to come your way. It's such a fine balance. And I feel like this is the energy that you have been working on. And so this is just letting me know that one of the things is that when this person comes in, this is kind of like what you need to work on and not to over chase. Now, that doesn't mean that you don't give to the connection, but it's also allowing the person that you're dealing with to also give to the connection. Now, if this is a twin flame and you think this person may be returning, the interesting thing in a twin flame connection is one person is the runner and one person is the chaser. Then the relationship breaks down and you separate. You work on healing some of these patterns and behaviors. And then when the both of you have healed, what happens is that the chaser usually decides, oh, wait a minute, I don't want this connection anymore. And the chaser, it becomes the runner and runs away from the connection. Even if you're in separation, you can feel the energy of the other person. And the person that was initially the runner becomes the chaser. So because this is in your obstacle or area of resistance, it could be that your twin, if you think your twin is returning, that they have become the chaser and now you are the runner. It just means that the patterns have not yet quite been broken. You may have to go another round with this person and work on this. Now it's interesting, we have ascend on here. Within any relationship, whether it's a twin flame relationship or just a soulmate relationship, sometimes the relationship ends because one person evolves more quickly than the other person. And that could have happened in this past relationship. When the relationship, whether it's a twin flame relationship or any romantic relationship ended, it was because one of you had kind of evolved or was about to evolve at a much higher level. So your energy levels were not vibrating on the same wavelength. I know this is kind of a deep spiritual message. This is definitely not just a regular love message. This goes a little bit deeper. So let's see what the advice is. Memories, nostalgia, repetition, attachment, reliving the past. Let it go. So one of the things is that when we move either into a new relationship or if your twin flame is coming back around, one of the things that we have to keep in mind is that we have to keep the memories of bad things that have happened in the past, right? Like we have to move forward. The only way you can move forward is to really leave the past in the past. And it's about forgiving. It's about taking that experience with a person, learning the lessons from that situation, and then, healing that and, forgiving yourself for, sometimes we feel guilty for, things that we may have done in a connection or even being, sometimes played or something like that. And also forgiving the other person, realizing that this entire situation came together so that you could ascend, that your soul could evolve. But now, as you're stepping into a new relationship, or perhaps repeating a relationship with somebody, going another cycle with somebody, it is about allowing the past to stay in the past. Realizing that you can't take what has happened in the past in your past relationships and apply that particularly to your new situation. So say the person in the past, always wore brown shoes, right? And then you go out on a date with a new person and that person's wearing brown shoes and you're like, oh, well, the person in the past that always wore brown shoes, they betrayed me, so this person's going to betray me. Okay, now I'm trying to make a very simple type of thing, but it is that kind of energy, like allowing each new person that enters your life to be who they are and not portraying them to be people or have traits of people that you have dealt with in the past. And then control is on the bottom. Release the need to control situations. So that is something, that is difficult, right? Because sometimes when we enter a new relationship, we don't want to just make ourselves super vulnerable. And, there is something about just taking your time to get to know someone. But at the same time, you don't want to necessarily overly control the situation. That is part of the receiving, So if the person that you're dealing with is perhaps wanting to move a little bit more quickly than you. It's about having a conversation about that. What is it that they're looking for in the relationship, and what is it that you're looking for in the relationship? It's not about saying, no, I only will see you on Tuesdays and Fridays and, setting the boundaries like that. It's about having that conversation about what is it that they want from the relationship and what is it that you want from the relationship. Sometimes when we put too many boundaries on a relationship, it just means we're really not ready yet to fall in love. We're still healing from a past situation, and that's okay, right? But it's about being kind of open about that, at least to yourself. Okay, so let's take a look. Wow, yeah, you've been working on yourself, Sag. Nice energy, the I'm single and mingling type of energy. So this is your past. Here you are, trying to get on top of your emotions, and not overgiving. The King of Cups has a lot of love and a lot of emotions. But the nice thing about the King of Cups is that he has learned how to master those emotions. He doesn't allow his emotions to drive his actions, or he doesn't overly react to his emotions. And so it's kind of an interesting energy in that you may have been working on trying to receive love instead of chasing after love, being in a situation where you're trying to receive love. But it's also about stepping into this energy of not overly giving or getting carried away with your emotions. Sometimes, Sag, you can be a sign that can fall in love very quickly. And it's about, not perhaps in the past, you have fallen in love very quickly and then overly chased after a certain love interest. Okay. And it's about getting on top of your emotions and expressing your emotions, but at the same time, allowing the person that you are interested in to also express their emotions to you. Yes. Okay. So they're also saying, not, okay. Okay. So sometimes the other thing is that when you encounter somebody that you may be interested in a romantic connection with, sometimes you may go to the friend zone. That's not going to resonate for everybody, but sometimes you may go to the friend zone because you're holding back. Part of being in a romantic relationship is being intimate, and physically intimate, but also emotionally intimate, and opening up your heart. And it could be that when you get into a relationship where you're getting into those conversations, those emotional conversations, that you may then, whether you realize it or not, but put that relationship into the friend zone, because it's like, oh no, I don't want to open my heart. It's almost like the King of Cups, the flip side of the King of Cups is that sometimes the King of Cups has mastered their emotions so much that they don't want to share them, and it's this energy, it's a little bit of an energy of once it gets to, like you can be going out with somebody, you may even feel like you're kind of falling in love with somebody, you're having a lot of fun, you really enjoy their company, the conversations, that type of thing. And then it gets to, perhaps delving into more topics about, painful situations that have happened in your past or in their past or something like that. And it's kind of like, okay, no, don't want to go there. So then you kind of like put the relationship on hold. You're having difficulty receiving and also giving emotional intimacy. So that's not going to resonate for everybody, but take a look at that. You know, if you feel like you've had a lot of, you know, potential people coming into your life, but then, you know, your pattern is that it goes to the friend zone kind of quickly. It may start off hot and heavy and then go to the friend zone very quickly because you are a Wands energy, right? So you have that passion in you, but it can just go to the friend zone really quickly. And if that is, just take a look at, you know, being vulnerable, right? When the situation comes to being more vulnerable, then you could possibly, you know, try to just put it on the back burner or go to the friend zone or something like that. So let's see what this present energy is. Wow, Nine of Swords, you're anxious about this. I feel like you're meeting somebody, or perhaps somebody is coming back from the past. Although I'm really, you know, this is the Wheel of Fortune is about one cycle ending and another one starting, turning the wheel, starting a new chapter. So it could be somebody coming back from the past that you're going to have another round with, or it could be a new person coming in and you're going to start a new chapter in your romantic love life. So with this energy, you have a lot of blessings, because the Wheel of Fortune is blessings coming your way, abundance of love, money, joy, happiness. Like, this is a really good connection. This is a good connection coming on your path. The thing is to keep in mind this energy of being vulnerable, right? Not over chasing it, because this is your obstacle. Not over chasing this. Taking your time. I'm kind of thinking that perhaps, Sag, if you're kind of resonating with the fact that when it gets to the vulnerable, intimate, emotional connection part, and then you friend zone people, that one of the things is that you may fall in love a little too quickly. Like, go a little bit slower so that you can build this connection slowly, and that you won't get scared when it gets to that more intimate, those more intimate conversations. Because you'll build trust. One of the problems is that when we go too fast in a connection, then we don't build the trust that we need with somebody else. And we kind of self-sabotage the situation, because we get all hot and heavy with it, and then all of a sudden it's like they do one thing or they say one thing and it's like, oh, that's it, I'm done. But it's because you haven't taken the time to really build the trust in the relationship. So let's see what this is. Yeah, see, this is your that's exactly what your obstacle is here. You get all hot and heavy with the King of Fire, right? King of Wands. You know, this is your energy. You get all hot and heavy. You're beating your drum. You're like, yeah, let's go, let's go. But what you don't realize is that you're kind of putting yourself into the chaser mode, and you could possibly be actually chasing people away because you get into the relationship too quickly, and or you get in too quickly and then you want out, right? Because it's just a sense of going too quickly. Yeah, so part of this is that you're having to learn a little bit more about yourself, and about how you know, taking a look at the past and just trying to learn, to making sure that you understand the lesson that you need to learn in past situations. About expectations. There's something about expectations in your relationships, whether that is romantic, family, or friends. The Empress and the High Priestess, Justice on the bottom. This is amazing. This is a really nice soul connection. Yeah, healing, Ace of Wands, a fresh start. You know, for a lot of you, I think it is a new connection, but once again, there is the possibility of somebody coming back. There's both scenarios here. You are learning. I feel like for some of you, either you are stepping into your Empress energy, or somebody is seeing you as an Empress. The Empress is somebody that sits back and allows love, abundance, joy, happiness to come to them. They know that they've done the work. They've learned the lesson and they've done the work. They're like over the chasing. Empress energy does not chase. The Empress energy, it's not that the Empress doesn't put out the vibes, or put in any work into a situation, but she also is in this energy of allowing things to come, and your intuition is going to help guide you through this. It's about, it is, what's under this? Peace. Yeah, you have building blocks. I like this because this means that you're taking the time to build the strong foundation in this relationship. It could be one of the things that has been missing in your past relationships. Once again, when you jump into something super hot and heavy, you don't have time to build a strong foundation, right? What is that movie? How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, something like that. And, I can't remember it. I think it's Kate Hudson and Matthew McConaughey. And she has this list of what you do, step 1 through step 10 of helping, having a guy fall in love with you, right? And then, one of them is like, oh, you let him teach you something, and then you teach him something or something like that. I mean, there is kind of a cute little list of how to get somebody to fall in love with you. But it's almost as if you want to go from step 1 to 10 all in the first date, right? And it's kind of like, no, like it's like 10 weeks maybe worth of stuff. And I think that that's the true message here, Sag, is to take your time and really build that strong foundation, because this does look like a beautiful connection. So it's worth taking your time. You don't have to, sometimes when we're afraid that we're going to lose something, right? We just like, oh, I got to chase after that. And it's about, just taking your time with it. Putting your energy into it, and yet allowing the other person to also put their energy into it. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. Past life relationship. Okay, that goes with the twin flame, and, if you believe in the twin flame connections, okay, that is definitely, that energy is popping up here. We also have soulmate and chemistry. So I really feel like you're going to have a lot of chemistry with this person, right? You're going to have a lot of fiery chemistry with this person, and then you're going to want to chase. You're going to be like, I don't want this person to get away. But the thing that you need to keep in mind is you don't want to chase them to the point where they want to run away, right? Have you ever been with somebody that, is just like so... Okay, there's a difference between being, like into you and then somebody that is just smothering, right? I mean, we all want to be cherished. We all want people to, when you're getting to know each other, do sweet things, that sweet text, I'm thinking of you, or something like that. But then there's that other energy of just, like smothering, like saying, hey, let's get married on the second date. Is that okay? I think I need to get to know you first. All right, children, your love life is being affected by children. So it could be, especially if you've been married to this person and they're coming back around, it could be that you have children. It could be that you or the other person, if it's a new connection, has children, or the topic of children could be, some type of affecting your relationship in some way. Like perhaps one of you wants children and the other one doesn't, something like that. But I also get, when I get this card, I also feel like sometimes, especially when you're looking at a pattern that is repeating, it's letting me know that it could have something to do with your childhood. The pattern is because of something that, you could chase after love because you felt like, say your parents had a lot of children, big family, right? And you didn't feel like you got enough love and attention from your parents because they just had so many children, right? It's that kind of energy. You may chase after love because you don't feel like you got enough when you were a child. The other thing is that with this King of Fire, you may become extremely affectionate super early or want physical intimacy early in the connection over emotional intimacy. You may have felt like you didn't have enough affection as a child. Once again, maybe you just have parents that weren't very affectionate, physically affectionate, or perhaps, there were just so many kids, they couldn't give hugs to everybody every day or something like that. I'm giggling about that, but that is really, an issue. And so it's kind of like that energy of getting, perhaps wanting to get to that physically intimate part very quickly in a relationship and mistaking that for emotional connection. Okay, so I'll just put that out there. That doesn't mean that it's everybody, but if that resonates with you. And some of you could be attracting people that are like that, right? Attracting people that want to get physically intimate before there's any emotional intimacy, because and it's really because they they don't recognize that there is a difference between emotional and physical intimacy. They think that if you're physically intimate, you're also emotionally intimate, and they are two different things. Okay, and here we go. Shift the way to new potential. Yeah, I really feel like this connection has a lot of good potential. Fall in love with your own story. One step ahead is all you need. And, I feel like that's it. It's kind of like, those 10 steps to have a guy fall in love with you or a girl. It's, that energy of just taking one step at a time. Don't try to do all 10 steps in the first day. And then integrate your knowing. It's about, you have learned the lesson. You have looked at past patterns. And it's this time around, if you are reconnecting with somebody from the past, or if it's a new person, you're really, one of the things that you're doing in this connection is integrating what you've learned in the past and putting it into practice. It's almost like, you go to law school and you pass the bar and everything, but you haven't practiced law yet, right? Well, you've gone to law school and you've passed the bar. Now you're going to actually become an attorney or a lawyer, right? You're actually going to go into practice. And so you are ascending. You are coming up to a higher level. All right. Oh my gosh, this is giving me goosebumps. Okay, so it says, my beloved, though we may be physically apart, spiritually, we are always united, for love transcends space and time. Nothing is missing. And, this is that twin flame connection coming through again, whether you have met your twin or are about to meet your twin. This is that you can just almost feel their energy in your energy. At times, it can be why you may feel happy one day, sad the next day, because their energy is also playing into your energy. Really nice reading, Sag. Very deep. This is a true soulmate connection. And, I think is really interesting is coming in during Scorpio season, because you have transformed, you have looked at past patterns, you have learned, a lot of the theory of this. And now it's like, yeah, you get to go actually practice it, live it, Love it. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I do wish you much love and light in this situation and all your situations. And if you have enjoyed this message, I would really appreciate it if you would consider like, sharing, or subscribing. And I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.